girls are just talking nonsense.
Why? Girls are allowed to play football.
They shouldn't. Football is for boys.
Yes.
By the way, you should stick to netball and volleyball.
Actually, women's football is popular.
You're out of your minds. Who talks about women's football?
I expect. Actually, even there is a football World Cup for women.
Yes, there is. I watched the last one.
It's bad enough that women are playing basketball. Don't they have some cleaning and washing to do?
You guys are such sexists.
And worse than that, you're stereotyping.
What? Me? I don't judge anyone.
Let me tell you, sometimes it can be very dangerous to judge people on their appearances.
Oh boy, I feel a story coming up.
Let them give it their best shot.
So, one day, the magical bus went flying through the skies.
Suddenly, the bus engine began to stutter. Chuma struggled to control the vehicle. Boomba, Specs, Raha and Zawadi were panicking. Even Teacher Mary looked a bit scared. But using all his skills, Chuma managed to land the bus safely. As they looked out, the magical four saw a strange landscape. There were trees and houses, but no people. Chuma needed a spanner to try and mend the bus. So, the gang volunteered to look for help, and they left the bus ready to explore. The gang looked around the deserted area, but the place was still eerily quiet. Meanwhile, the sun was beating down and the gang began to tire in the heat, feeling sweaty and exhausted. Suddenly, they saw two groups of people. On one side of the street was a group of lighter-skinned people, and on the other side, some darker-skinned people. Raha and Zawadi approached the lighter-skinned people and asked for their help. They needed water and a spanner for Chuma. The lighter-skinned people opened their arms and welcomed them. "Would be delighted to help," they said. Meanwhile, Boomba and Specs approached the darker-skinned people. Explaining their problem, the darker-skinned people offered to help as well. The magical four huddled together and had to choose which group to ask for help. But which group would they choose?
Well, obviously, they're going to move towards the lighter-skinned people.
Well, I thought you said that you didn't judge people by their looks.
We don't, but given the choice, you would. Everybody would. I mean, who wouldn't?
Well, they soon discovered that they'd maybe spent too much time on their decision making.
So what happened?
So they followed the lighter-skinned people to their house. The house looked amazing, with a beautiful garden, complete with a fountain. The first thing they did was drink lots of water that their hosts offered. The group started to feel drowsy. The water was poisoned. Suddenly, the house where they were became a fortress. Bars appeared on the windows and doors. They were locked in. Specs tried to read their mind using his magical spectacles, but they weren't working. Boomba tried to make himself invisible, but it didn't work. Raha tried to scream, but she'd lost her voice. And when Zawadi tried to run, her legs were stuck and she couldn't move. The hosts started to laugh manically. Ha ha ha! And they were breathing fire from their mouths. The magical four were doomed.
No way. What happened?
It's obvious how they escaped. Yeah, this story is so predictable.
Really? Then why didn't you finish it?
I could, but it wouldn't be fair. Yeah, it's your story, Zawadi. You should finish it.
Yeah, finish your story, Zawadi.
Okay.
So the gang were trapped, and whatever their hosts had planned for them wasn't good. As they trembled in fear, there was suddenly a loud noise from outside, a banging on the door. The fire-breathing people walked to the door, but as they did so, a hose was pushed through the window. Suddenly, a large jet of water burst through, soaking the fire-breathers and pushing them so hard against the wall they were unconscious. The door sprang open, and the group that Boomba and Speck talked to were there. They helped the Magic Four escape from the house and escorted them out of the town. Before they left, they handed over a spanner so Chuma could fix the bus. Specs wanted to know about the fire-eating people. The rescuers explained that the reason the town was deserted, whenever anyone new arrived, they went with the lighter-skinned people and were never seen again. But why did they come and rescue them? Well, Specs and Boomba were so polite, they wanted to save them. The Magic Four ran to the bus, giving Chuma the spanner. Soon the bus was taking off and they were on their way home. They'd had a lucky escape.
Are you trying to say that we should not trust light-skinned people?
No!
The point of this story is that you should not judge people by appearances.
Exactly. You can't just decide how you're going to feel about somebody because of their gender or tribe.
You should look at each and every person individually.
Oh, I get it.
So, are you going to play football with us?
Okay, I suppose we can try. But I hope you're not better than us.
Of course we are.